Good evening, all. Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Thursday, the 24th of February, 2022. You talk about crazy volatility. Today goes down in the record book. Absolutely wild. I have done this since 1969. I've been a registered broker. I've owned my own brokerage firms on and off from the 80s. So I know what this is about. I haven't been asleep now in nearly 40 hours, all right, because you try to sleep and then you hear that the situation in Ukraine, the invasion begins. Now, as an owner of a brokerage division, you sit back and you have to pore through your customers. Who might be in trouble? Who am I going to call at 2 in the morning? Will they take the call? Otherwise, you got to take them out of the market if the market's against it. If it's for them, let them sleep and enjoy it. They're having a ball. Today was one of those days that if you didn't learn how to work with Bollinger Bands, shame on you. And I mean that. I've seen this. You're going to see what I'm talking about. When I do the financial video, I'll give you more ideas as to why I think today is taking place, what Putin is doing, why he's doing it. I think I've come to my conclusion, but I'll let other people do theirs. So let's go to the charts. For the week, we're up 1.4%, $26. When we take a look on the chart at the daily bar, let's go to the action of Thursday. The market gets up to 1975 and then comes crashing back down. I mean, it was a violent move back to the downside. This market opened at 1911.90 and took off, and then it gives it all up. Why? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. When you see where the market's at, we had talked, you and I, about where it might go the other day. We said, hey, the swing line is up. Even prior to this, the swing line was up. Higher lows, higher highs, trend up. Then you get a day like today. And tonight, you're backing off a little bit, another $16. Moving averages, we have been talking with the 100, get over the 200. It's about to happen. And I said, I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow. It's probably tomorrow. And the question is, where's the resistance of the Bollinger Band? There it is. So let me give you this again. What I teach is what I teach is the first challenge of an upper Bollinger Band is where pros take money off the table. And you're going to tell me, and I understand it, and you're not wrong. If Ira not told me to get out in there, I could have got out way up here. I get it. You're that good. But the reality is, you're probably not. And the market's right back where you were at that point in time. What would you have done when the market broke today to 1870, 860 if you're long in it and you're turning a profit into a loss? Don't know. Now there's another problem on the chart. You're losing the embedded reading. Markets that lose embedded reading, unless they get them back literally the very next day, got a problem. So on the close today, which was Thursday, the market kept the embedded reading. It's losing it for Friday. We don't know where Friday's going to finish up. So it's important to pay attention to that, but that's it. Should traders have been out up here? In my opinion, yes. Should they be buying again when you're losing an embedded reading? I teach no. What about the gold-silver ratio? As I said, once you cross under, you're favoring the silver market. So silver should be gaining on gold. But what should you have done in the silver market the past few days? Right here, before today's action. Not embedded, coming up to the upper Bollinger Band. If you've taken the course, you know what I'm going to tell you. You get a day like that, and all of a sudden, you're underneath all that. You will not always catch a peak in a market or a bottom using my technique of where to come out with Bollinger Bands. It's always about coming out, never adding a position. Do we understand that? But you're in the ballpark. I hope. In the copper market, I'm going to repeat what I said. And I know people are getting caught up in this. You're not leaving this 18-day average of close. This market's married to it. And what it needs to do is wrap in the Bollinger Bands where they get even a little tighter. And from that, you get your next big move. I am definitely thinking that copper, the XME, if you're a spider trader, the metals are the place to be the rest of the year. That doesn't mean they're the place to be every day, but that's where I think they are. Platinum market. This is where we talked, not embedded. I think that you're at a resistance point. Bingo, right back to the 18-day average of closes. June palladium market. Okay, so on this market, what did you do? You got up just the other day to the upper Bollinger Band. I said that's where I thought the pros came out. I felt stupid this morning, no question about it. And then I felt great when I saw the market come back down there, and I'm going, yes, it certainly looked. Now, most of my clients don't trade palladium. The margins are crazy. The micro mini contract has no volume to speak of, so you got to trade the bigger one. It's just too much money in a margin. Last, the dollar index. Okay. So the dollar index, you're coming in, you have an uptrend. Higher lows, higher highs. I'm looking for 96.57 to be resistance. You go over it today, it hits it obviously. That number became 97.12, just so you can see it. Got up to 97.73, and tonight you're pulling all the way back. You're at 9,700. You're lower than when you first hit it. So maybe you're good enough to get out there, but maybe not. The point is, and I want to really leave it at this point because I'll cover a lot more when I do the financial video next. If you trade ETFs, futures markets, the name of the game is to learn some tools that maybe, I want to use this word, maybe you believe in them. I have got people that write me back on this Bollinger Band course telling me I've opened their eyes to something they never saw. I didn't create Bollinger Bands, but I took it to another level. And I think if you look at the few videos in there, the course is not expensive. You get the charting software. I even throw in my free research. Why? Because I want to instill with you as you're taking the course what I'm seeing in the spiders and the ETFs each morning. Drill it into you as you do that. After that, I think you'll become a subscriber for all my research. It's that simple. I mean, that's what we do. We try to bring you in with all that. You get 40 charts every morning. I start recording 5:30 in the morning for the futures, 9 o'clock for the ETF, and so on. And we put them out there, and away you go. Why? Just after 9 on the Spider ETF? Because U.S. trade data starts coming out typically between 6:37 in the morning until 9. I want to get that data, know it. Not every day is a day where you get an invasion of the Ukraine. So typically the reports in the morning do have a lot of importance. Go to iraepstein.com, the word research, everything is explained there. I'm Ira, you have a good day.